Hey my beautiful Capricorn peeps, what's going on everybody? It's Ann from CancerMoonsTarot and welcome in here to your 2024 tarot reading. How are you? I hope you guys are doing well. This is going to be your yearly check-in, so let's go ahead and get it started. Now before we start guys, as always I do want to mention if you are interested in a personal read, check out my website CancerMoonsTarot.com. It'll be the first link in the description box below if you would like to book me there. Now without further ado, let's get on into it guys. We're going to be taking a look here first and foremost at your three major themes coming into the year 2024, and then we'll get into the rest of the other information for you for your year ahead. So let's go ahead and get started here. What are going to be these three major themes showing up here for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout the year 2024? What are going to be the three major themes coming into play here for you? Let's go ahead and take a look. Starting out with theme number one, we have here heal coming into play for you. So definitely could be a massive time of healing. Taking a look here at the next major theme showing up here for the Cappies this year. What do we have? We have here Blossom, loving that. And taking a look here at the final theme for you, Love Abounds is what's coming into play here for you. So Capricorn, so far, so good. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Now, first and foremost, we do start out here with this heal card. So it definitely seems to me that you're going to be in a space and time this year where healing is really going to come into play for you, but it doesn't feel like it's going to be one of those healing phases where you're in that energy for months and months and months and months on end. It definitely seems to me like 2024, I'm feeling like chapters are closing, you're making peace with the past, you're putting things behind you. It's more so the energy where you are finally healed rather than more so being in the process of healing. So I feel like I'm seeing completion showing up here. I'm almost seeing the imagery of the World card. So this is going to be a pretty massive year when it comes towards completion, figuring out you have officially healed from things. You can put the past behind you. You can move forward now, and you don't have to be tethered or tied back on anyone or anything at this time, which I think is relatively great news. Now, what I'm going to do here, of course, for every major theme is we're going to take the tarot and we're going to expand on these themes. So let's go ahead and get some expansion cards here with the tarot and talk about your first theme, which is going to be heal. So what extra information do we have here regarding this card popping up here for Capricorn? What is going to be a bit of an expansion on this? Let's see what information comes into play for you. Starting out here with the first card, we have here the Knight of Swords. Very cool. Taking a look here at the next card for you, we have here the Page of Wands. And then lastly, we have here a Queen of Pentacles coming out for you as well with this major theme. Now, I already touched base with you guys. It doesn't feel this year like it's going to be about, oh, I'm back on my healing journey and I need to go into hermit mode for a while and I need to grieve and, you know, go through that kind of energy. It feels like completion is happening here, right? I've healed and I'm happy. And with the Knight of Swords showing up for you, Knight of Swords represents like I can finally like cut situations off and move on, and I can finally take action and start something new. And with the Page of Wands showing up for you, it's very similar to the Ace of Wands. Some would almost kind of reference the Page of Wands as a miniature version of the Ace of Wands, meaning that you're interested in new starts, you're interested in new types of perspectives and new projects and new people and new things. So this is going to be a year, guys, where you get to change up your interests and you get to change where you're directing your energy, right? No longer is my energy going back on that situation that I was so focused on healing from. Now that I've healed, I'm free. I can do whatever I want and I can put my interest anywhere I desire, right? And definitely when we're talking about anywhere you desire, here comes in that Queen of Pentacles, which is the energy about focusing on your wants, your needs, and your desires. So 2024 here says, I'm so glad I healed. That's one of the biggest themes coming into play for you. I'm so glad I moved forward. I'm so glad I got out of that dark place, you know? And now I'm at a point in time in my life where I can start new. I can start fresh. I can do anything I want and put my energy anywhere I so please, and I can do whatever it is I desire. There's a major level of freedom here. And I think that being able to heal and break free from those chains that you might have been in back in 23 is an amazing feeling coming into 2024, you know? So you guys aren't tied and bound anymore or stuck on the healing journey or, you know, doing your best to still move on from things. You've already done it. And in 2024, you guys can focus your energy and your attention on completely different things. And it feels incredibly liberating and incredibly free. Okay, so I love that for you. Hopping on into our next major theme coming into 2024, we do have here this Blossom card. Now, typically with Blossom, this is going to be a time here where things are expanding, okay? So this is the energy that's great. It feels like things in your life are expanding and things are blossoming. Things are moving in a good direction. They're getting bigger and better, okay? Some of you here, this could be potentially you blossoming, meaning that there could be fertility, there could be a child. So if you're looking or planning on having children, so if you're looking to have children or planning to have children in 2024, definitely seems like a very real possibility. So there could be a child in your future. Of course, though, if that's not what you're intending, I'm not here to freak you out, just practice safety, right? If you're not looking for any sort of children at this time in your life. Either way, though, the Blossom card here says things are about to grow for you in ways that you didn't necessarily expect. Let's go ahead and expand and see what that means. So what information do we have here for Capricorn? Let's go ahead and expand on this Blossom card. What do we have here for Cappy? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout the year of 2024. What's going on with this Blossom card? We have here the 10 of Pentacles. I love it. Growing closer to family, growing closer to friends, finding more stability in your life, improving financial situations. These are some definite things we can see here coming into 2024. 8 of Wands showing up for you too. And looking at your last expansion card, the 8 of Cups. I love it, guys. I love it, love it, love it. So taking a look at this information so far, I already mentioned with the Blossom card, this is things growing in the right direction for you, becoming better, if you will. Now, 10 of Pentacles is a card here that could represent the feeling of having it all, having the perfect family, the perfect romantic partner, the perfect financial situation. It's where you feel like you are having all the abundance that you have wanted and that you've wished for yourself. So I definitely feel like this year is going to be a step up from previous years because you're starting to see yourself get the abundance that you've claimed you deserve 110%. I definitely think that at the end of 2023, many of you were more than likely going through a very big spiritual period where you were saying to yourself, I'm not getting what I'm worthy and deserving of. However, though, I know I deserve better. And I feel like I saw that on a lot of Capricorn videos I was doing towards the ending of 2023. I feel like your timeline was more of, I need better, I deserve better, I need to go out and get better for myself. And I think 2024 is living proof that you chose to do that and it's happening. You're choosing better, you're choosing abundance. And when we make the choice to choose abundance, abundance is what we shall have in return. So I do think that situations are very much so improving for you. Like I mentioned, it could be that family life's improving, it could be finances, it could be your romantic partnership, but you are seeing massive improvements happening because action is showing up in these areas of life, not stagnancy. So that's a pretty big difference in 2024. If you are going through things with somebody, you're working with them, they're working with you. And if you're looking at a situation you're unhappy with, you're not choosing to settle for it. Capricorns are not settling for less in 2024, but if you know you can do better, if you know you can get better, then you're going to take the action to get it. Looking at that last card showing up for you, we got here the 8 of Cups. Even though the 8 of Cups could be a card that represents walking away, when you walk away, you also walk toward, right? So do keep that in mind. So 8 of Cups here says, I'm not walking away inherently from the things in my life that are good for me. What I'm choosing to do is I'm walking away from what doesn't serve me. I'm walking away I'm walking away from what doesn't, equate to my value. And instead, I'm walking towards what does equate to my value this year. So I definitely feel like one of the biggest reasons why you will see yourselves blossoming is because you're choosing abundance for yourself in 2024. Like I previously mentioned, I think that towards the ending of 2023, I saw a lot of you on a timeline where it's like, I deserve better. But now you're finally getting better for yourself. Because remember, if you want better for yourself, you have to do better for yourself. Right? If you're settling for less, you're going to get the less. But if you know that you're not going to settle for that and you will only settle for the best of the best, then you're going to put yourself into a place where you are striving to have the best of the best in your life. 110%. So I like it, Cappy. It's looking good so far. Now, hopping on into our last major theme, love abounds. For some of you, this could mean a special romance coming up this year. For others of you, it could just mean that you're really starting to align with what it is you love. And it could be people. You could be finding your soul family this year potentially, or maybe you're finding your best friend, or maybe you're finding love romantically. It could really represent anything. However, though, I think that you're really starting to connect with the people, the situations, and the things you love coming into this year. And it does feel like this is a little unexpected. I feel for some Capricorns, you may find love in a person or in a situation that you probably never thought you would have. This could be the energy of like falling for somebody that you never thought would be your type. This could be the energy of like finding something that you really love and enjoy doing that you never thought you would in a million years. So I just feel like saying love can come in mysterious ways moving into 2024. It's kind of like God works in mysterious ways. It's like love can come in mysterious ways in 2024. I feel something like that showing up here for you with this final theme. But anyhow, let's go ahead and expand on it and get some extra information for you. So what expansion cards do we have here for Love Abounds for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising in 2024? First card coming out for you is going to be the Ace of Cups. Hello. Taking a look here at the next card, we have here the Five of Pentacles. And looking at the final card, we have here the King of Cups showing up here as well. Now, the Ace of Cups is a card of love. So it can symbolize falling in love with somebody, loving yourself. For many Capricorns, this can be a pretty big year of self-love. So you could be seeing a very transformative time where you are creating a solid foundation with yourself. You are finding out how to love yourself, how to accept yourself to the fullest. You know, for some Capricorns, maybe you're not on that timeline yet, but you're working toward it. For other Capricorns, you may already be in a place of self-love, but if you're not, you're discovering that this year. Now, Five of Pentacles is interesting because Five of Pentacles is the card of lack. It's actually the opposite of abundance. Typically with the Five of Pentacles, it feels like something's missing. And I think Capricorn, a lot of you this year are going to learn why you felt like love was missing from your life or why you felt like love was absent from your life. And there's going to be a massive turnaround to where there's this overwhelming amount of love that's really going to start flowing in for you coming into 2024. You know, if you're a person who believed that nobody ever loves or cares about me, you're going to see just how much people love and care about you this year as your beliefs begin to shift. And a word to the wise, as your beliefs create your reality, you want to make sure that if you have any kind of beliefs that are going against what you want or beliefs that are creating lack, it's time to shift those beliefs into something that creates abundance, right? So definitely something to be aware about. But either way, I think that you're going to start to notice love was never missing from my life. It's just I wasn't picking it up and seeing it. You know, maybe you were looking for love in the wrong people or in the wrong places. Maybe you were giving individuals chances who weren't coming from an actual genuinely loving place where there were other people in your life who were trying to. And I think a lot of you are going to really start to see this year, I have people who care. I have people who give a shit. I have people who love me. King of Cups. And before I couldn't see it, but now I can. So I think that 2024 is going to show you there's tons of love surrounding you, Capricorn. There's tons of great people and great situations and things you're going to love about this year, but you have to be willing to open up your eyes to see it. I think that love was never absent or missing from your life, but maybe once again you were searching in the wrong direction. However, though, I feel like there's something very special about this year where you see the beautiful direction open up for you and you can see all the overwhelming love you have. It's like, I could see it now. I couldn't see it before, but I see how much love I have around me, the great people in my life. I see the great situations, the great opportunities. It's like, I'm overwhelmed with fulfillment and love. And, you know, I didn't see it before, but I see it now. So I see an energy like that showing up here for this final and last major theme. And I think that's quite beautiful. Okay. All right, Cappy. This is what I have here for your three major themes jumping into 2024. We're now going to go ahead and hop on into what I call the roses of your year. And all that's going to mean is it's going to be the highs of the year. So the best stuff, the good stuff that you can expect coming into 2024. After we do your roses, we'll take a look at your thorns, which are the lows of the years, things that you want to avoid. But of course, with tarot being 100% avoidable, we very much so can avoid them. So we'll look at your thorns afterwards, and then there's some extra stuff too at the end, okay? So let's go ahead and hop on into your roses and see what the roses are going to be for 2024. Now I'm going to bring out our Oracle deck, all right? For those of you that are wondering, this Oracle deck is called the Shaman's Dream Oracle. I believe I purchased it on Amazon, so you can check that out if you'd like to, but I've had a couple people asking me about this, but let's take a look, man. So let's get on into the roses here for Capricorn, jumping into 2024. What is going to be the first rose showing up here for Cappy? What is the good stuff for 2024? Let's go ahead and check out your very first rose. What do we have? We have here Fortune's Wheel, luck, and right timing. How awesome is that? Taking a look here at the next rose showing up here for Capricorns. What's going to be the next rose coming into play for you? And we have here the Dream Thief, refusal of the call. And taking a look here at the last rose for 2024, what do we have? And we have here Deep Diver, diving into a task. Pretty cool stuff, pretty neat. So Capricorn, let's go ahead and expand on these roses and see what we got going on. Now, first I want to begin here with Fortune's Wheel. Very similar to the tarot card, the Wheel of Fortune, which represents fortuitous energy and basically luck turning in your favor. Now, it says here under Fortune's Wheel, luck and the right timing. I feel like one of the best things about this year in 2024 is you're going to feel like you are in the right place at the right time. And that could be via career, with the people you meet. Maybe you meet your soulmate this year. This could be about meeting your best friend. I keep getting an animal, guys, coming to you this year. Maybe you didn't expect to get a new dog or a dog at all if you've never owned a pet. Maybe you didn't expect to have a cat, but the cat distribution system found you. All right, for those of you that know what that is, because that happened to me. But I feel like this is an animal possibly reaching out to you and choosing you, and you didn't see it coming. So right place, right time. Your soulmate, your soul animal could be coming into play here this year too. Yeah, I kept getting like an imagery of like a cat, dog, something of that nomenclature. But yeah, so it feels here with the Fortune's Wheel card coming in, you'll be at the right place at the right time here this year, and it's going to feel like a blessing. Okay, some of you could get started on social media. Maybe you're getting into a niche that isn't that popular, but you are the person who explodes that niche, right? And it was like the right place, right time, and you became very successful in whatever it is you do. So definitely could be any of those above or anything else, to be fair. But let's take a look here at this, okay? So jumping on into our first rose, which is Fortune's Wheel, let's get some expansion cards and see what this has in store for us. Let's go ahead and expand on it. Fortune's Wheel for Capricorn. We have here the Seven of Pentacles, and we also have here the Six of Pentacles showing up for you too. Now, the Seven of Pentacles is a card that represents investment, and the Six of Pentacles is a card that represents equal give and take. So first and foremost, if you want to see things turn around in your life in a very fortuitous way, it would be very, very good for you this year to focus on making sure that you are giving to equal give and take situations. It would be good to make sure that what you are putting in is what you get back. So look for equality in relationships, kinship, whether we're talking about your career, whether we're talking about how you treat others, right? You always hear that saying, treat others the way you want to be treated, etc. But equal give and take is going to be very necessary and very important for the year of 2024, especially if you want things to start turning in your favor, okay? Now, with the Seven of Pentacles showing up here, Seven of Pence is a card, once again, that represents our investments. It also represents the seeds that we plant. Now, when we plant a seed, it's like beginning something, right? Maybe we're planting an idea. Maybe we're taking a first step. Maybe we're building our very first website for a business we're going to launch. Who knows? But planting seeds is super important, guys, because if we water those seeds, if they get enough sunlight, if they get enough nutrients, they grow. So in order to plant a seed, we have to get started. And I think that 2024 is trying to say, Capricorn, even if you don't necessarily know if something's going to work out for you or not, just get started anyhow, because that one time you got started on that one specific thing, your entire life can change in a day. Maybe you start a business and you didn't expect it to take off. Maybe it does because you were in the right place at the right time. You started to feel something for someone and you said, fuck it, I'm going to tell them and let them know how I feel. Telling them how you feel turned into a relationship, turned into a marriage, turned into we have children and a nice ass house. Okay? So take action coming into 2024. If you have a seed that you're seeing that you're planting, it's definitely time here to go ahead and expand on that seed, water it, give it its nutrients, and give it your investment, because it definitely feels to me that what you put in to the things you're doing this year is what you're going to get back. So if you're putting in beautiful energy into a relationship, it's going to be a beautiful and prosperous relationship. Same thing when it comes to if we're putting lovely energy and passion into the products we're creating and business we've started, we're going to see that prosper and grow and flourish too. So it definitely seems like it could be an incredibly fortuitous year for you, but act on these things when they come to play. Okay? When you have something come into play for you, like a new idea, take action on it. Go for it, man. The worst thing that can happen is it doesn't work out. Okay, it's not for me. You know, if you like somebody, tell them. The worst thing they can do is say, hey, I don't like you back. And that's okay. You have the clarity to know they're not for you and you can keep it moving forward. So I just want to mention here, guys, it's incredibly important and imperative that in 2024, if you see that you're starting to begin to plant a seed, act on it, guys, because you very well likely may be in the right place at the right time. That seed may sprout quicker than you can imagine, okay? So definitely seems like there is a lot of opportunity for you, being in the right place at the right time. All right, guys, let's get another expansion set going. Let's get one more expansion on the Fortune's Wheel card. What do we have? We have here the Six of Cups. And lastly, we have here the Eight of Swords. Absolutely. So Six of Cups is interesting. It could be a card that could represent the past, but it also could be a card here that could represent acceptance. And Eight of Swords is a card typically that means that you're overthinking or you're stuck inside your head. So I think that the only way you can end up hurting yourself this year is if you overthink too much and you don't go for it. Right now, this is your first rose, meaning that this is one of the best things happening for you this year. And one of the best things happening for you this year, Capricorn, is that many of you are going to find yourselves in the right place and at the right time. However, though, if you don't get out of your head and just go for it, and if you delay yourself by getting stuck and continuously overthinking, you can miss out on windows of opportunity. So even though the roses are the good stuff, we always can miss out on the good stuff by not following through with the opportunities presented to us. So I just want to say, Capricorn, if you want to see this rose come to light in 2024, it's best to not get so trapped and so stuck inside of your head. It's best to not doubt yourself or second guess yourself, but instead have that go-getter mentality and that go-getter attitude. If you find yourself interested in something, go for it. If you find yourself feeling like you want to make an investment, make an investment. If you find yourself telling somebody you love them, tell them you love them. Because what you do with that seed you've planted can make it sprout and grow into the most beautiful and amazing tree ever, or crops ever, and you're going to have a very fantastic harvest. Okay, guys? So really something to talk about here for sure. Now, jumping into your next rose, right? Your second rose for 2024, we have the Dream Thief card. It says refusal of the call. I almost hear that you're dodging a bullet in 2024, and it's going to be I feel like it's the best thing it's ever happened. It's like, I'm so grateful that I dodged a bullet. So let's go ahead and see what this bullet is that you've dodged. What's going to be the first expansion set coming in here for the Dream Thief card for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? We have here a Nine of Pentacles, and that's going to be paired here to the Three of Cups. Interesting. I keep feeling an energy of people who are having a difficulty with you doing you this year, and you're going to see how you've dodged a bullet with these types of people in your life. It could be a specific person, so maybe it's not necessarily a set group of people, but I'm picking up on that energy where somebody doesn't like that you're doing you. And I've definitely been there before in my life with certain people. I've had people that I thought were friends who weren't very supportive of me being on my own journey of just trying to figure out like who I was and how to love myself and, how I wanted to live my life. I've let them know, hey, I just got to take some time to do me for a little bit, and it's nothing personal, but they would sit there and they would be in their little group and they would talk shit and they would be upset. But it made me learn and realize if a person can't support me supporting myself, and if they're only looking for my support and they can care less about supporting me back, then I damn well and 110% have dodged a bullet having these type of people in my life, right? Because at the end of the day, if you really unconditionally love somebody, you're going to support them no matter what. And especially you're going to support them for them wanting to support themselves. So Capricorns, I definitely see for many of you in 2024, you may find yourself needing to focus right now on doing you. You may find yourself saying, I need to prioritize me. I need to prioritize my life. I need to prioritize my happiness. And if there are people who aren't happy about that, and if there are people here who are trying to call me over and stray me away from my path, then those inherently aren't the right kinds of people for me. So it's interesting because the refusal of the call, it actually kind of seems that there's these energies calling to you, trying to distract you from the types of plans that you have and what you're building in 2024. But you're dodging a bullet by not answering the phone. You're dodging a bullet by not answering their call, because you're realizing I need to remain true to myself this year, and I need to make sure that I'm happy and that I'm doing what I need to do. And if I'm only being loved by the terms and conditions of others and not unconditionally, then these aren't the right people for me. So you're going to see how you've dodged a bullet here in that retrospect, and I feel like that's going to be incredibly powerful and eye-opening for you coming into 2024. Now, looking at your next expansion set, what's going to be the next expansion set here for Capricorn regarding our second rose here? And what do we have? We have here the Fool card, and we have here the Death card. Yep, not being afraid here to move forward, and not being afraid here to let go, and not being afraid here to adapt to new change. If you need a new environment, aka a new group of people to hang out with, no problem, no worries. If you need a new type of, friend group to find or a new soul family to find, no worries. I think 2024 is going to teach you that it's okay to grow apart from people who aren't even sharing the same kinds of ideas or the same kind of vibration with you anymore. You may fall out of vibrational resonance with people this year, but it's not going to feel like this is the worst thing that's ever happened. It's going to feel like a blessing in disguise. It's going to feel like I dodged a bullet, and it's great for me that I have, because it put me into a space where I found the people who truly resonate with me. Once again, not people who love me based on terms and conditions, but people who love me unconditionally and who will support me supporting myself. So you will see how things will shift up in regards to who you surround yourself with. And you're going to start to see how you are going to be in such better surroundings as you're choosing better surroundings for yourself coming into 2024. Very, very cool. Hopping on into our last rose, guys, we have here Deep Diver. It says diving into a task. Now, I definitely feel, like I've mentioned already with Fortune's Wheel, that if you feel called to do something this year, if you are feeling that, I don't know, for some reason, I am interested in this, or I really like this person, like, this is going to be a year to go for it. This is going to be a year to dive deep and not be afraid to go down the rabbit hole, okay? This is the time to trust yourself. This is the time to follow your interests. This is the time to, fight for what you believe in and dive deep in everything that you do. So I think that if you allow yourself to go deep enough, and if you allow yourself to dive into what you support and what your truth genuinely is, there's a massive payoff that's going to come with that. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look here, guys. What's going to be our first expansion set on this last and final rose for Capricorn? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout the year of 2024. Let's go ahead and see. First expansion set coming up is going to be the Six of Wands, which is success. And we also have here a Queen of Wands, which is a card of empowerment. Guys, I feel like if you dive deep in the things you do, there's no way you cannot be successful in 2024, okay? And it's going to empower the crap out of you, dude, in such a powerful and amazing way. You're going to get your confidence back. You're going to feel like you're on top of the world. You're going to be on top of the moon here, guys, in regards to the things you do. Maybe with this Deep Diver card, if you found yourself feeling really passionate about a certain kind of career, if you dive deep into that career, there's nothing you cannot achieve within that career space. It's going to grant you success. It's going to grant you confidence. If you dive deep into relationships and you focus on repairing relationships or building beautiful ones with the people in your lives, there's no way they're not going to be successful. There's no way you're not going to feel empowered. Okay, so this is a year to go balls to the wall, all right? Even though that may sound a little vulgar, it is. This is the year to go balls to the wall, guys, to make sure that we're diving headfirst into the things that we love and the things we're passionate about, because when we're putting our all into something, we get the best return. When you put your all into what you love, you get the best return, okay? Having a look here at our next expansion set for this last and final rose. What's going to be the next expansion set coming in for Capricorn? In the year 2024, we have here the Knight of Cups, and we have here the Star. If you move towards what you love, you will be exactly where you need to be. The Star card is the card of alignment. It's about exactly where you were supposed to end up. There are no mistakes in the universe. You're always exactly where you need to be. So as long as you follow your heart, as long as you follow what makes you happy, as long as you follow what you love, you can't do any wrong. 100%. So this is a wonderful thing to see here coming into 2024, because I think that for many of you, you are going to start to dive deep in the things you love, or the people you love, or the things that excite you. This year is a year where you're not holding back on yourself, and you're not, not going for it. You're going to be a go-getter this year. And I think that that's what's going to be a massive payoff for you. A lot of people live their lives and they sit in the passenger seat rather than the driver's seat. They kind of let life go through these twists and turns and take them to wherever they may go, whatever destination they may end up at. Capricorn, the difference is you know exactly what destination you're driving to, and you know exactly how to get there. So I feel that coming into 2024 with this last and final rose, if you dive deep into the things you love, the people you love, whatever the case may be, you're always going to be exactly where you need to be, and you're always going to get the best return on your investment. So don't hesitate on diving deep down the rabbit hole on the things or the people you love, because it will pay off for you. Okay? Beautiful, Team Capricorn. I love it. This was your rose section here, guys, which is very, very awesome. As I previously stated, all this information is the highs of the year, so some of the best things we're going to witness in 2024. What we'll be going over here next are going to be your thorns of the year, which are some of the things that, like, are a bit of the downsides of 2024, the things you want to avoid. But do remember, with these thorns, guys, it's 110% avoidable. Tarot is always avoidable, especially when you're getting all the info and insight ahead of time so that you can consciously choose to avoid these types of paths. Okay, so let's get into it, guys, and we'll see what we got going on here for your thorns in 2024. Just give me this very short break, everybody, and then we'll go ahead and continue. Okay. Do want to say, if you've been enjoying this reading so far, please do hit the thumbs up. If you're new and you've never seen my channel before, feel free to subscribe. I'd be happy to have you. I make tons of content, so if you want to stick around, hit that sub button. I'd be happy to have you and welcome you here into the soul family, okay? All right, everybody. Let's get into it. So hopping into our thorns here, Capricorn, coming into 2024, what is going to be the first thorn showing up here for Cappy? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout the year of 2024. What is the first thorn coming up? And what do we have? We have here the Netcaster. Preparations come to fruition. Cool. Taking a look here at our next thorn. What do we have here for Cappy? Let's go ahead and see. I'm not ready yet with these cards. I have butterfingers today, so bear with me. What is the next thorn coming in here for Capricorn throughout 2024? We have here the Wailing Tree, Reconciliations, and then taking a look here at our final thorn, and that final thorn is going to be, Stranger, which says Curiosity. Interesting. What came up with that Curiosity card was how curiosity killed the cat. Pretty interesting, but we'll see what's going on there shortly, okay? So first and foremost, we got here the Netcaster, and it says preparations come to fruition. So I feel like first and foremost, coming into 2024, looking at this as a thorn is telling me that you want to make sure you're prepared, because if there's a lack of preparation, you're going to find that you're not seeing things come to fruition in the ways that you want them to. Preparation is going to be key this year. Mapping out what you want to do, how you're going to do it. It's always good to have a good plan, you know? It's not necessarily a bad thing to go with the flow. I think going with the flow is great, but I think that if you have a plan, it's great to go forward with that plan and execute it at the end of the day too. So we want to make sure we're executing and doing what we set out to do. So preparations will come to fruition. However, though, with this being a thorn, it's telling me potentially that you may not be so prepared. So really do focus on preparing yourself this year for what you want to see come to fruition in your life, okay? All right, though. Let's take a look here at the first expansion set regarding this first thorn. What information and insights do we have here for Capricorn? Coming on through for 2024. First card coming out is going to be the King of Wands. And looking at the next card here, we have here the Hermit. Yeah, getting easily distracted. King of Wands can be a very distracting energy. It could be about focusing on the things that may seem super shiny and amazing in the beginning, but ultimately they're nothing more than a distraction. It's kind of like a person who finds pyrite thinking that it's gold. And for those of you that don't know what pyrite is, it's fool's gold. It may look like gold, it may feel like gold, but it's not actually real, authentic gold. So I feel like you are finding yourself in situations like this in 2024, where it's like, I am starting to get distracted to the point where I'm isolated from my path or where I'm isolated from my goals. Now, how are you going to stay on top of your goals? How are you going to stay on top of your path? It's going to come with preparation and having a plan. I heavily recommend keeping some sort of notebook. I'm trying to grab mine now. Keeping some sort of notebook, guys, okay? At the end of the day, if you can have a notebook where you can jot down everything that you plan to do or intend to do this year, that would be really amazing and fantastic. What I like to do every year, which I already did for 2024, is I write out the things that I'm manifesting for the year, the kind of goals that I wish to complete, the goals I wish to hit. And those are really amazing because it motivates me to write out a plan on how to attain it, how to achieve it, how to make it happen. And then I go for it and I do it, right? So you guys can do that if you want to do like a yearly thing. For others of you can even try doing it daily. That's what I did for many years. I did stop doing it daily, but it is something I'm trying to get back into doing, more so of like my daily manifestations and daily goals. So it would be really cool to do something like that because that can help you stay on task and keep yourself prepared. And of course, having a plan, right, is going to allow you to execute it so much more smoothly and so much better. So definitely something to keep in mind. I feel like it can be really easy this year to get distracted, guys. So if you want to not get distracted and stay on par, we got to come up with some sort of plan here, and we have to stick to the script, right? If we know how we're going to execute it, we need to make sure we're following through with how we've planned to get things done. And writing can really be a super, super powerful tool to help you attain and achieve these goals, okay? Just getting it down on paper can really go the extra mile. Now, having a look here at your next expansion set for this first Thorn, what other information and insight do we have here for Cappy? First card coming out is going to be the Emperor, and then taking a look here at the next card, we have here the Ten of Cups. Now, I feel like Capricorn, the Emperor card showing up is a card that usually represents a person who feels like they're in a very big position of power. Ten of Cups represents feeling like you have everything you need, you're completely fulfilled, and you're happy. I think right now, though, what's interesting about this is that you could fall into a place where potentially this year you feel a little bit too comfortable. And I want to let you guys know, watch out for that. There's nothing wrong with comfort. However, though, when we get too comfortable in our situations and in our environments, what ends up happening is that removes the ability to grow, right? So if somebody gets too comfortable in their position at work, then they're kind of losing or missing out on the ability to move up in the workspace and move up in the workplace, right? For those of you that are feeling too comfortable in where a relationship is at, if we're not focusing on aiming and evolving this relationship, then we're going to delay that evolution, right? We're going to stay where things are. So I just want you to know, evolution is going to be a massive possibility for you. There are things that you can take to the next level this year in ways you've never imagined. But you're not going to take anything to the next level if you find yourself getting too comfortable. Okay? Comfort is the #1 growth killer. One of my favorite quotes ever, which is what my high school teacher said to me back in 2017, was that you got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, because in doing so, you're going to grow. And that is something that has sat with me for all those years later. And it has been an incredibly powerful and impacting statement that I follow as much as I can in my life each and every single day. And I really hope that that can touch you too, in a very positive way as well. Because once again, comfort's great, but it's not great all the time, right? Comfort's cool, but staying comfortable forever means we're not growing forever. And us being souls having a human experience, our goal is to experience life within itself, but our goal is also evolution, to become more than where we were yesterday. So Capricorns, try not to fall into the pitfall of being too comfy. Allow yourself to get into new environments and uncharted territories and unknown territories, because that's going to evolve who you are and evolve your circumstances for the better. Okay? All right, guys, that's what we have here for your first Thorn. Jumping into Thorn number 2, we have here the Wailing Tree, which says reconciliations. Now, I kind of want to say, watch out for reconciling this year. All right, 2024 seems like a year of it's time for the new and only the new, but reconciliations could potentially slow you down, whether we're talking about it in the romantic sense or whether we're talking about going, back to the past and previous versions of who you are. This year is about becoming the version you desire to be, not about reverting to who you used to be. Okay, but let's go ahead and expand. So what information and insight do we have here for Capricorn regarding their second Thorn in 2024? Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. First card coming out is going to be the Four of Pentacles. Looking at the following card here, what do we have? And we have here the Three of Swords. Yeah, I mean, if you're holding on, guys, you're only going to cause more pain. It seems to me that if you are trying to reconcile with people or with situations that you've had a difficulty letting go of, it's only going to bring in more pain for you rather than set you free. It definitely seems like 2024 is going to be a time to make peace with what's ended, and honestly to do your best to make peace with your past. I feel like if you stay connected with anything from your past in hopes to reconcile and make it better this time around, you could be putting yourself into more of a potentially painful place. I think this year is about learning that it's okay to let go rather than needing to go back and give things a second chance. It's a year to realize if it was meant to be, it would have been. However, though, considering that things are not the same anymore, it was never meant to be in the first place, and that's okay. It was meant to be for that moment, but that moment alone. And this could definitely be resonating in reference to love. Maybe some of you had a really hard time moving on from somebody in your past, and maybe you're saying this year, I wonder if we could have a second go around, or maybe we should have a second go around. But once again, if you were meant to be with this person, you would have been, So I feel like this year isn't about reconciliations. It should be about focusing on evolving. Evolution is definitely becoming a pretty big theme I'm seeing here so far within your reading. So watch out for reconciliation and reconciling in general. I feel like it can hold you back from what God has for you in store in the future, because there's so much more out there for you, but you're only going to hinder and delay everything else that's out there for you if you keep going backwards rather than forward. Okay, having a look here at your next expansion, looking at this second thorn, what's going to be the next expansion showing up here for Capricorn in 2024? What do we have? We have here the Sun, and we also have here the Judgment. Absolutely. Second chances can definitely bring forth happiness, but that happiness can be incredibly temporary. And second chances sometimes, granted, they can make you happy at first. If nothing has truly changed, it's only going to become the same situation showing up again. So I feel that this year, if you get into scenarios where you're reconciling with people, if they haven't truly changed, you're going to just see the same repetitive behavior show up again. And even though you might be happy because they might show up at first as if everything's great and hunky-dory, you might come to realize, based upon the judgment that you saw, they are not a different person. You may have thought they were a different person, but unfortunately they ended up being the same. So I think you want to watch out for reconciliation, because people may show up in your life this year, Capricorn, like, hey, I've changed. But maybe they never did. Maybe they were good at putting on that mask temporarily, but when you see what is behind the mask, it's still the same person, Now, what I will say in terms of reconciliation is that if you feel like you genuinely need to give something a second chance, maybe it's a person, maybe it's a friend, maybe it's an ex-lover, maybe it's a business you want to give a second go around to, I think it's okay to go for it if you want to, but it can end in pain. Because I feel that what you'll learn is things haven't changed at all. But if you need to do it for your clarity, if you need to do it for your sanity, I'm not going to hold you back and say don't do it. However, though, I feel like when it comes to this year being solely focused on evolution, going in the direction of focusing on forward movement only is going to be the best and most beneficial thing for you, I personally feel, rather than giving second chances to the past. Okay, Capricorns? So you have your free will to do whatever it is you may want to do here, but I think that if you focus on getting into reconciliations, it could be something that might not be the best outcome, or could be added stress or added unhappiness that you might want to watch out for and that you might want to avoid. Okay, so I'm just giving you that quick tip and that quick word to the wise here. All right, guys. Sorry about that, Capricorn. My camera over here keeps bugging out. But anyhow, jumping on into curiosity, let's see what our first expansion set's gonna be. Coming on in here for the curiosity card. What information do we have here for this final thorn for Team Capricorn coming up throughout 2024? Now we have here a 4 of Swords, and we also have here a King of Swords coming into play here as well. Now curiosity can naturally be a very good thing, but it does feel to me that potentially coming into the year, you may be avoiding where your curiosity can take you. We have here a 4 of Swords, which typically is representative of avoidance. It represents taking a step back, kind of removing yourself from a situation, and the King of Swords can be a card that is representative of discipline, but it also could be a card here of just kind of my way or the highway, or kind of like one-way thinking rather than open discussion. I feel like this thorn is kind of interesting because I feel like you're being asked to follow through with your curiosity and see where things can take you, and to really try to get away from that tunnel vision type of mentality. So maybe you see thing one way, or you see something, excuse me, one way and one way only, but maybe this is going to be the year where we have to analyze things from different angles. It definitely seems to me like you could probably, you're going to put yourself in a harder position, guys, just looking at things one way and one way only, rather than looking at things from multiple different perspectives and different lenses. So I feel like first and foremost, in terms of curiosity, it would be worth embracing it in 2024 rather than shutting it down. See where your curiosity can take you, because you may never know. Having a look here at the next expansion set for the curiosity card, what do we have? What's going to be the next expansion set here for the final Thorn? We have here Two of Swords, and we have here the Strength card. Yeah, it's like maybe you're thinking about going for something, you're curious about it, but then suddenly you shut yourself down here with the Strength card. So I almost feel like with this card coming into play for you, it's trying to say, guys, there's tons here that you can go after. There's tons of things that are going to pique your curiosity in 2024. But however, if you don't allow yourself to explore what makes you curious, you're going to basically miss out. So Capricorns, don't be afraid to listen to your curiosity. Maybe you feel curious about what it would be like to start a business, or you feel curious what it would be like to work in a different kind of career field. Go out there and get the experience. As I've stated earlier in this video, the purpose of life is to experience life within itself, and there is experience literally everywhere in life. So don't rob yourself of that, or don't hold yourself back from having those experiences. Even though curiosity doesn't necessarily have a definite answer to where it's going to take you or lead you, don't be fearful to venture in the unknown. Okay, and if you are looking at perspectives or situations in a one-way kind of version or a tunnel vision kind of version, try to be open to different angles and seeing things through different lenses. I feel like that can really help you out here in 2024. However, though, if you're seeing something one way and one way only, I think you can miss out on some really amazing things. And however, if you're not allowing yourself to follow through with what piques your curiosity, you could be missing out on a really important piece of the puzzle that's going to lead you to your next path. I tend to look at curiosity in a way almost like an intuitive nudge. Like if you're feeling curious about something, maybe you're being called towards something, maybe you're being guided towards something at this time. And if you're not following through with where you're being nudged to, you could be missing out on, once again, a big piece of the puzzle to your path. Okay, so definitely follow suit here with your curiosity. Try not to be so limited. Try to open yourself up to tons of different possibilities, tons of different angles, and try to do your best. You know, one of my favorite quotes is a limited mind is a limited life, but a person who thinks freely is abundant. Do your best to open yourself up to the most abundant mindset as possible, because if we're in a place of limitation, we're going to have a very limited kind of life, a very restricted kind of life. However, though, if you let yourself explore your curiosity, you may be led to places you never thought would be so damn amazing. Okay, so that's what I have here for your final Thorn. And in terms of the advice, I think that it could really help out. All right, guys. All right, Team Capricorn, we have touched base with all your Thorns and your Roses. Coming into your next section, we're going to take a look here now what you need to do in 2024 to basically become your greatest version. So let's go ahead and get into it and see what we got coming up here for the Cappies throughout 2024. All right here, baby. So what information do we have here for Team Capricorn on what they need to do to become their greatest version in the year of 2024? First card coming up is going to be the Page of Swords. Taking a look here at the next card, we have here the King of Cups. Let's go ahead and get two more pairs. We have here a Knight of Pentacles paired with a Magician. And then looking at the last pair we have, what do we got? We got here an 8 of Pentacles and a 4 of Wands. So in order to become your greatest version this year, first and foremost, we have a Page of Swords. Now, typically the Page of Swords in the tarot, I look at it as you could feel hesitant or restricted to do something. Usually this is the energy of like, I'm nervous, I'm worried, so I'm going to kind of just pull back. Okay, it also, though, could be a card that a lot of people reference. They refer to this card as like the stalker card in the tarot, you know, keeping a watchful eye on things that probably aren't helping you. They're probably hurting you more than helping you. So the way that I'm kind of depicting this is if you are going to focus on anything, focus on the best. Focus on what actually matters. Focus on people you love and care for. Focus on things that make you happy. Focus on situations that brighten up your day and bring you joy. Because at the end of the day, where your attention goes is where energy flows. And if we're putting our focus and attentiveness on the bad stuff, we're only getting that negative energy back in return. So if we want to live our best lives here in 2024, we got to pay attention to what the heck is our focus and how can we lock in on the good stuff. Because with the King of Cups showing up here for you, you're going to feel great emotionally if you are aiming to provide yourself a wonderful emotional environment, meaning that you're around people who make you feel good, you're doing things that make you feel good, and you are happy and at ease with yourself. So really, really pay close attention to where your attention is going, because that's where the energy is going to be flowing. Now, taking a look here at the next pair we have here a Knight of Pentacles, and we have here a Magician. If you want to live your best life here coming into 2024, remind yourself that it's okay to not have everything figured out. I think a lot of the time, we as humans, no matter what age we are, there's 12-year-olds stressing about their future. There's 24-year-olds like me stressing about their future. And there's 80-year-olds stressing about their future too. So at the end of the day, I think that anywhere in the age spectrum, everybody is kind of stressed out a bit about their future, feeling like they need to have it all figured out. But that's not actually the point. If you want to live your best life, it's not about having it all figured out. It's about showing up, right? It's about showing up to this game we call life. It's about saying, okay, I might not know exactly where everything is going, but I'm avidly working to be happy. I'm avidly working to, have a good job. I'm avidly working to be the best person I can be, right? So if we show up and we do what we can do and we do our best to be the best, that's what counts, dude. Knight of Pentacles says, life is a slow journey. I know that some people could say life goes by too quick, and in certain degrees it does, but it's also a slow journey. Not everything happens, transforms, and changes for the better overnight. Sometimes it's a bit of a slow process, It's like putting something in a slow cooker. It's going to taste better the slower you cook it, Rather than rushing it, you might burn it. So ultimately, Capricorn, if you want to live your best life coming into 2024, it's about showing up, dude. Give yourself more credit than you're giving yourself right now. Recognize you're doing great. Recognize you don't have to have it all figured out, but as long as you are putting a plan in motion and as long as you are bringing the best and being the best every day, you're doing more than enough. Okay, having a look here at our last pair. For our last pair, we have here the Eight of Pentacles and we have here the Four of Wands. Working hard to create an environment that genuinely suits you. If you want to live your best life in 2024, you have to work for the life that you want. So if you want more money, it's time to work for a job that's going to grant you more of that money. If you want more love in your life, it is time to bring more love in your life, right? What it is we do unto others, we also do unto ourselves. And what we do unto ourselves, we may also do unto others. So we want to make sure that if we're trying to create these wonderful environments, we need to start embodying the energy that these environments have. So if we want to be a greater version of ourselves, we got to start embodying the energy of that greater version. If you want to be a kinder version of yourself, it's time to embody the energy of kindness. If you want to be a more loving version, you have to be more loving to yourself to be loving to others. So I feel that what's really showing up here with this pair is that you can have the environment of your dreams, you can have the life of your dreams, but you need to remember that it all starts with you. And it starts with the work you do on yourself, and it starts with the kind of person you become. Because life is not necessarily a reflection of the outside that creates the inside. Life is a reflection of the inside that manifests on the outside. So in kind of you being a kind person, people respect and love your kindness. Being a person of love, people show that love back, right? So you got to pay attention to who you want to become from within. And that's what's going to show on the exterior. And that's what's going to attract what's happening and what's going on in your life in the exterior as well. All right, so definitely something to keep in mind. Now, at the end of the day, despite everything we just covered and talked about through the tarot, if you really want to become your greatest version this year, it goes back to that main point. Who do you want to be? And if you see the version of yourself you want to be, it's time to embody everything that that version has to offer. That version's kind, embody kindness. That version's wealthy, embody an abundant mindset. Is that person happy? Embody a happiness mindset. What would make you happy? What actions can you do? What actions can you take? How can you feel about yourself? Or what should you do to be happy within yourself? The more we embody the energies of the person we're trying to become, that is how we become that person. It is not about acting as if, because we don't want to be acting. It's about literally becoming the version we want to be. And we do that through embodying. Okay, Capricorn? All right, guys, let's get to it, man. We're going to take a look here at your overall outcome, and then we are all finished up here with your yearly. I hope you've enjoyed this video so far, guys. If you made it here to the end, you're a real one, so thank you for watching, and I hope all this insight and information has really helped out, okay? So let's take a look here, man. What's going to be the final outcome here for Capricorn? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout 2024. What is the overall outcome for Cappy? And what do we have? 6 of Wands, baby, coming on in here to play for you. I love it, dude. Energy of success, energy of forward movement, the energy of moving in the right direction. If 2024 is teaching you anything, it's that you can move in any direction you want, but most importantly, you can move in the energy and the direction of success. You can move into the good space. I think that maybe 2023 was rough. However, though, coming into this new year, you guys are in a space right now where you're moving exactly where you want to. You're moving successfully. You're moving in a happy direction. And Capricorns, you look pretty damn good while doing it. Okay? I love it, guys. 6 of Wands is a great card here. You're on the right path. And I think that it took a lot to get there, but you got there. So give yourselves a pat on the back for getting to the path that you're happy with. And may you guys keep on going forward on this really righteous and amazing path. All right, guys, I love it, Cappy. Y'all had an awesome reading, so thank you guys so much for watching it. I really appreciate it, and I do hope that you enjoy and, you know, take the most out of this year. Seriously, have an awesome year, guys. Thank you so much for your support and your love. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, leave a comment. Let me know what you feel about it down below. If you're new, subscribe. I'd be happy to have you. Anyhow, though, Capricorns, I love you. Have a great and amazing rest of your year, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Much love, take care, and have yourselves a good one. Peace.